world of intelligence is upside down right now. It's like a horror movie happening in real life. A full US military plan got leaked from a chat on Signal. Top American officials basically exposed themselves in front of the press. Spies, once the most dangerous people on Earth, now their faces are getting leaked and posted online. And China? It's playing a dirty game against France and India. That's one thing. But what Trump did? That's on a whole different level. He publicly threatened the press, went after the head of intelligence, and replaced his entire government team. What's happening today shows we're entering a new era, an era where secret operations don't stay secret, an era where spies don't matter the way they used to. Now, if someone wants to do something, they just do it in public. And if they try to do it in secret, it won't just leak. No, the whole thing will be fully exposed. In today's video, we'll break down the biggest intelligence scandals that shook the world in recent months.
Take responsibility. I built it.
No, I don't think he should apologize. I think he's doing his best.
On March 24th, 2025, Jeffrey Goldberg, editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, published a report revealing private discussions between top officials in President Donald Trump's administration. Discussions about possible military operations against the Houthis in Yemen. These sensitive conversations took place on the Signal messaging app. The app gained popularity among government officials because of its strong security features. Signal is considered one of the most secure messaging platforms out there thanks to its end-to-end encryption for messages and voice calls. Plus, all messages automatically delete themselves after a set time. So what exactly happened, and how did these private conversations get leaked? On March 15, 2025, the United States launched a series of airstrikes on Yemen. The operation was called Rough Rider. This mission was being managed and discussed by top US officials in a group chat on the Signal messaging app. From March 11th to March 15th, 2025, a group of national security leaders used unsecured communication tools and even personal devices to carry out those sensitive conversations. The group included some of the most powerful officials in the country: Vice President J.D. Vance, National Security Advisor Michael Waltz, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, CIA Director John Ratcliffe, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, and Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, along with other senior members of President Trump's team. But in the middle of all these names, someone unexpected was added to the group: Jeffrey Goldberg, editor-in-chief of The Atlantic. And no one even noticed he was there, while they were openly discussing the Yemen strike plan. After the leak scandal, Michael Waltz admitted the mistake was his. He was the one who created the group chat. But he denied knowing journalist Jeffrey Goldberg, saying Goldberg was a failed journalist. On the other hand, Goldberg claims that Waltz himself was the one who sent him the invite to join the group. Whether it was intentional or not, that's how it happened. But the content of those messages? It was a total disaster. It started with Vice President J.D. Vance saying he was tired of Europe and didn't want to help them anymore. Then Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth replied, saying he hated helping Europe too. But it didn't stop there. Hegseth went on to reveal the full plan for the Yemen airstrikes. He talked about the exact timing of the attacks, the types of aircraft that would be used, and even the kinds of bombs they were planning to drop. U.S. Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller also joined the conversation. He said striking the Houthis would benefit Egypt by helping ships return to the Suez Canal, and he even said he expected a big reward from Egypt in return. What's strange is that when the leaks first came out, the officials involved reacted with total indifference. They didn't see any problem at all. Even President Trump, who had no idea these conversations happened, simply said, "The only thing that matters is the airstrikes were successful." But the Democrats didn't buy Trump's explanation. They believed the leaked information was supposed to be top secret, and now they no longer trusted the government to protect them from security breaches. And it wasn't just the Democrats or the American public. Other major countries were concerned too. The British intelligence agency said that London would now tighten restrictions on any intel shared with Washington because of the leak scandal. But it didn't stop there. On March 30 of the same year, the Wall Street Journal reported that Michael Waltz had been repeatedly using Signal to host group chats with other government officials. And in those chats, he was discussing extremely sensitive topics like the Russia-Ukraine war, the situation in Gaza, and overall U.S. policy in the Middle East. After the investigation into the leaks, chaos broke out inside the Pentagon. Several top officials were either fired or forced to resign. On May 1, 2025, Michael Waltz and his deputy officially stepped down from their roles on the National Security Council. Marco Rubio was appointed as the new National Security Advisor. But Trump, who had called Waltz a weak man, still decided to appoint him as the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. And if you think that was the end of the story, think again. This is just the beginning. The Inspector General announced that the investigation would be expanded to include everyone involved in the group chat, especially the Defense Secretary, who had also used Signal multiple times in the past. Now, Congress is worried that even more dangerous leaks might be coming soon. Eris leaks. The second major intelligence scandal hit Russia, and the leaks were shocking to the entire world. They caused serious tensions between countries and threw global alliances into chaos. The New York Times reported that it had obtained a secret internal document from Russia's intelligence agency, the FSB. The document was leaked by a hacker group known as Eris Leaks, and what it revealed shocked the world. Russia doesn't trust China. Despite years of diplomatic coordination between the two countries, the document described China as a threat, even an enemy. It also exposed Moscow's fear of a possible Chinese invasion. Multiple Western intelligence agencies confirmed the authenticity of the 8-page report. It revealed deep Russian anxiety over Chinese espionage and the rapid rise of China's political and military power. According to the leaked document, which was prepared during Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022, Russian intelligence launched a covert initiative called Entente 4. Its main goal? To counter China's growing infiltration inside Russia. The document also reveals that Russia accuses China of stealing advanced technologies being used in the Ukraine war to boost its own military power. But espionage is just one part of the threat. Russia is also worried that China is closely watching its battlefield tactics. And that kind of intelligence isn't about helping their alliance. It might be preparation for a future conflict between them. Publicly, Russia and China always showcase their friendship to the world. President Putin and President Xi Jinping have met more than 10 times recently, constantly speaking about their no-limits partnership. But the FSB's secret assessments, revealed in the leaked documents, tell a completely different story, one filled with distrust and fear. As of June 7, 2025, neither Moscow nor Beijing had issued any official statement about the leaked document, but everyone knows the damage is already done. And if you think Eris leaks stopped at Russia and China, think again. They're just getting started. On June 7, 2025, the same group published highly sensitive information about 20 members of Iran's intelligence agency right on their Telegram channel. The leak included personal photos, real names, and even their home addresses. Looks like Eris Leaks has no plans to slow down. We're talking about a group that got access to classified documents from one of the world's most powerful intelligence agencies. A group that exposed sensitive details about Iranian intelligence agents and earlier, in April, offered classified Russian intelligence files for sale for $120,000. There's no doubt they're hiding even more secrets, and in the coming days, we might see something even bigger. During the conflict between India and Pakistan, many sources started to question the effectiveness of the French Rafale fighter jets in combat. But now, French military officials and intelligence agents are coming forward with extremely serious claims. So, what exactly are they saying? French intelligence revealed that China had been using its embassies to spread doubt about the performance of France's Rafale fighter jets. France accused China of deliberately trying to damage the jet's reputation in an effort to hurt its global sales. French intelligence concluded that Chinese embassy staff abroad launched a quiet campaign to undermine Rafale deals, trying to convince potential buyers to walk away from purchasing the French jets. Countries like Indonesia, India, and even Egypt were all targeted. Why? To push them toward buying Chinese fighter jets instead of the French ones. Since then, France has launched its own counter-campaign against what it calls China's disinformation efforts. General Jérôme Bélanger, chief of staff of the French Air and Space Force, publicly stated that during the India-Pakistan War, India lost only 3 jets, and just one of them was a Rafale. That's completely different from the rumors, which claimed Pakistan shot down 5 jets, including 3 Rafales. General Bélanger clarified that the Rafale lost in that conflict was actually the first ever Rafale to be shot down in combat, out of all Rafales sold to 8 countries around the world. French researchers uncovered a coordinated online campaign by China and Pakistan. It included viral posts, AI-generated images, and even video clips from flight simulator games showing fake Rafale crashes. French intelligence now accuses Chinese officials of pressuring potential buyers to drop their deals for French fighter jets. Since France has been targeting Asian countries for its fighter jet sales, Justin Bronck, a senior air power analyst at the Royal United Services Institute in London, came out with a serious warning. He said that China is trying to weaken France's growing security ties with Asian nations by spreading fear and doubt about the weapons and equipment France provides. All of this, he explained, is meant to destroy French arms sales in the region. So how did China do it? As we mentioned, through embassy staff, and by creating over 2,000 fake social media accounts specifically to spread false news about Rafale fighters being destroyed and to exaggerate their weaknesses in air combat. Just as the US was still reeling from the signal leaks, another, even more dangerous leak hit the headlines. In recent days, new American intelligence leaks, citing a senior official from the Pentagon, revealed that the massive U.S. airstrikes on 3 Iranian nuclear sites failed to achieve any major results. Despite President Donald Trump's public claims that the sites had been completely destroyed, the truth is the strikes only caused minor damage, delaying Iran's nuclear program by just a few months. The report, published by CNN, was not well received at the White House. It sparked anger among top officials, especially President Donald Trump. Steve Witkoff, the U.S. envoy to the Middle East, called the leak of the classified report about the Iranian nuclear strikes a betrayal. He demanded a full investigation and called for the person responsible to be held accountable. The leaked assessment was an intelligence report stating that the U.S. airstrikes on 3 nuclear facilities failed to destroy the core components of Iran's nuclear program. Despite dropping more than 10 bunker-buster bombs, the mission didn't succeed in hitting its main targets, Iran's centrifuges and stockpile of enriched uranium. President Trump responded by demanding that the media outlets who published the leaks reveal their sources, so those responsible could be held accountable for leaking such sensitive information. Amid the ongoing chaos in the U.S. and growing tension inside the White House and Congress over the constant stream of intelligence leaks, President Trump has started pointing fingers at senior officials he suspects of being behind the leaks. One of those names is Tulsi Gabbard, the Director of National Intelligence. And the suspicion didn't start with the Iran strikes. It began before that. Before March, Tulsi Gabbard gave testimony saying that U.S. intelligence agencies believed Iran was not building a nuclear weapon. That statement completely contradicted President Trump's position, who insisted that Iran was very close to producing a nuclear bomb. And what made things worse? Gabbard's testimony came out at the same time as the signal leaks because she was part of the group chat too. After Trump publicly criticized her, Tulsi Gabbard backed down from her original testimony and announced that she now supported the president's view on Iran. But even with that reversal, she was excluded from key Situation Room meetings when the decision was made to launch airstrikes on Iran. And Trump didn't stop there. He accused her of using the chaos for political gain and decided to sideline her and ignore her intelligence assessments completely. During all of this, the White House decided to limit intelligence sharing with Congress after parts of the failed Iran strike operation were leaked to the media. Meanwhile, U.S. media outlets pointed out that Tulsi Gabbard's absence from classified briefings to Congress was a clear sign that she was being sidelined within the Trump administration. All of this happened as tensions kept rising between the White House and the intelligence community. Right now, intelligence agencies around the world are living through a time of complete chaos. So, what's causing it all? And is this the end of the age of secrecy? That's where we wrap up today's video.